Ladies and gents, I am Jake Baldino, this is gameranx.com, and we are talking about the top 10 best first-person shooter games coming in 2015. These are our most anticipated. Now real quick, before the video starts, be sure to like it and maybe subscribe. Do it! Do it now! But anyway, let's get to this list. We have a lot of shooting things to talk about, starting off with number 10. Rainbow Six Siege was announced at last year's E3, kind of rising from the ashes from Rainbow Six Patriots, that game that was announced and never really came out because it looked kind of weird. This is a more traditional Rainbow Six style game, and Ubisoft is actually focusing really heavily on the multiplayer aspect for it. While there is a single player component, Siege is team-based, pitting 5 SWAT cops against 5 terrorists. The E3 2014 presentation was really cool, and we got to see a close quarters hostage takedown, and it looks like some really intense firefights are going to happen. Rainbow Six, Rogue Spear, and Vegas were some of my favorite shooters ever, and it's looking like there's not that much more info about Siege right now, but time will tell since it's coming out this year. Number 9. HOMEFRONT: The Revolution is a game that was announced, and now we haven't really seen too much from it. The original HOMEFRONT, while not really being reviewed very highly, ended up kind of being a cult hit for some that people really enjoyed, and there's a lot of potential there. And fans of the series are hoping that HOMEFRONT: The Revolution really finally capitalizes on the potential that the series truly has. HOMEFRONT: The Revolution takes place in 2029 in an open-world occupied Philadelphia. The player is basically tasked with arming and leading a resistance and taking down the occupying forces through subterfuge and guerrilla warfare. It looks really interesting, especially with the trailers shown. HOMEFRONT: The Revolution sounds really fun, looks really pretty, and we're looking forward to getting our hands on it, hopefully in 2015. Number 8. SUPERHOT is the Kickstarter first-person smash hit with a brilliant concept that takes a pretty standard shooter into something completely new and fresh. Slow-motion bullet time is basically engaged anytime the player isn't moving. Anytime the player moves or takes a step, real time is engaged and things get crazy. If this sounds really weird, it's hard to explain, but it looks awesome in motion and looks like a ton of fun. You can see for yourself, with a really cool art style, it looks like a lot of fun and pretty to look at. SUPERHOT is releasing on PC and Xbox One in June 2015, and there's actually a playable prototype demo on their website. Check it out. Number 7. Halo 5 Guardians. Yeah, it's obviously on this list because Halo. Halo 5 Guardians is the second Bungie-less Halo game and is the first Halo for Xbox One. Once again, the players get to play as Master Chief and do really cool shit and shoot a lot of aliens, and it looks absolutely awesome. Some of us lucky players out there actually got access to an early Halo 5 multiplayer beta, and it plays pretty cool. While very different from the other Halos, it's a lot of fun to play. We're really curious to see what 343 has planned for the next Halo game, and we're excited to play it in fall of 2015. Number 6. Dead Island 2 is a sequel to the original Dead Island, and this time it seems like the game really is finding its footing. Dead Island 2 totally embraces the over-the-top crazy nature that it's kind of was known for, this time articulated through the crazy trailer and awesome and insane weapons and amazing things you could do to all these zombies. Dead Island 2 takes place several months after the events of the first game, and this time switches from Tropical Island to California. There's more brutal combat, more dismemberments, over-the-top weapons, and it looks like some zany, crazy fun. It certainly looks better than Escape Dead Island. Did anyone even play that? So it looks like it's on. Get ready to kill some zombies in spring of 2015, if you're not sick of killing zombies already. Number 5. Killing Floor 2 doesn't look like it'll necessarily reinvent the wheel as much as it'll throw a bunch of extra insanely violent stuff at you. The sequel to the cult hit Killing Floor apparently is going to add more advanced gore systems, extra perks, and stuff like that, but we really don't know too much about it. Despite that, judging from the trailers and screenshots, Killing Floor 2 does look like a ton of fun, and we're looking forward to blasting away zombies even more in 2015 for PC and PS4. Number 4. Battlefield Hardline totally flips the Battlefield formula on its head and totally makes it a cops and robbers battle. There's a lot of interesting heist game modes, and it just looks like a ton of fun. It looks like Bad Boys 2, the video game. There's even a story-based single player that actually looks a little interesting, although we've been fooled before. Also, there was a beta, and that seemed a lot of unpolished and turned a bunch of people off, but ultimately it was a lot of fun with cool cop cars to drive and money to steal and helicopters to escape in. It just looks like a lot of fun. Battlefield Hardline is finally releasing on all the major consoles on March 17th in 2015. Number 3. Evolve! Have you guys heard of Evolve? Really? You haven't? I think you have. Evolve is kind of like a mix between Left 4 Dead and Monster Hunter. Evolve is a 4 versus 1 multiplayer shooter pitting 4 human bounty hunters against a player-controlled monster. Players can run around the map hunting this monster as the monster is growing stronger. It's basically a race against the clock for the hunters as the alien evolves and grows stronger, and then eventually the bounty hunters are hunted. There's a bunch of different classes to choose from, a ton of different alien types, and it's just a really cool concept. There's been a lot of alphas and betas, and they all seem pretty promising, and we're looking forward to finally playing Evolve when it's out on all the major consoles in February of 2015. Number 2. Star Wars Battlefront is the game everybody wants. I know I do. Star Wars Battlefront 3 was canceled by pandemic way back in the day when they closed down, but you can't keep an awesome Star Wars game down, can you? EA now owns all the Star Wars properties, and they have announced that Battlefield and Mirror's Edge developer DICE is in charge of developing a reboot. This new Battlefront will be running on the Frostbite engine and is apparently going to be awesome. We really don't know much. All we've gotten is a teaser trailer, but frankly, that's all we need, right? We're finally getting another Battlefront game. This is the greatest news ever. We're going to finally be playing it, hopefully, in a holiday 2015. Number 1. Overwatch is going to be Blizzard's next big thing, you mark my words. It's an arena team-based 6 vs 6 multiplayer shooter that looks familiar but also seems kind of fresh, taking elements from Team Fortress 2 and League of Legends and putting a new spin on them. You know, because it's Blizzard. The most interesting thing about this is the really cool, well-designed, imaginative characters. They all look to have their own really unique characteristics and playstyles, and there's robot monkeys and friggin' shotgun ninjas. I don't know, what more do you want? With fast-paced combat, an excellent cartoony art style, and fun-looking and varied characters and levels, Blizzard might just get us hooked on another one of their games. There's no confirmed release date for Overwatch yet, but there'll be a beta in 2015, and those who are interested can sign up right now. Go on. So those were our top 10 most anticipated first-person shooter games coming out in 2015. Of course, ideally, hopefully none of these will get delayed in a perfect world, but we're hoping to play and shoot a lot of bullets this year. The most important thing, guys, is to let us know in the comments what first-person shooters you are looking forward to. There's a lot of good shooters releasing in 2015, so let's talk about them in the comments. And of course, like I said earlier, liking and subscribing is a cool thing to do because we're a cool channel and we give stuff away sometimes. You can visit gameranx.com for more gaming news and reviews and stuff like that. And as always, whether you're new or not, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.